quick, you know, it's not even funny. So, we've been fortunate enough to hold on to a little taste. Because, you know,
oil.
I happen to be a bit partial to it myself, you know, and when I get the smell, it's like all sense of rationality goes out the window. You just want to get right into it, face and eyes, and lose yourself for a few hours. Anyway, what we'll do now, it's hard, this is good stuff too, this hard time. You gotta try a little bit of that, right? I mean, before they invented toothbrushes and toothpaste and all that old garbage, that's what you used to clean your teeth, eh, boy? The proper gear, you know, the proper gear, eh, boy? We keep it a bit of a secret, you know, we don't be letting all you fellas in on it, because next thing the price will be drove up because all you be buying it too, eh, boy?
You like that, eh?
Before we do it, boys, I'll give you a little insight into what a screeching is all about. What happened was, back when the fishery trade was happening, as you know, our coastlines here in Newfoundland were teeming with fish, and the Spanish came over, the Portuguese came over, the French came over, the English came over. Everybody was over trying to get a piece of action. But some of the early settlers started running fish back and forth to the West Indies, and they were trading it for rum, like you would, you know, why, right? So anyway, the rum trade got strong, and the fish, they were trading salt fish to the West Indies for screech. And at that time, the rum had no name. It later became known as screech. What actually happened was, during World War II, this is a good part for you boys now, during World War II, the first group of Americans to ever come here to establish a base in St. John's, or Argentia it might have been for the first base, I'm not sure now which one. Or it might have been Gander, was it, boys? Somewhere on this damn rock here they put a base when the Americans came in for World War II. Now believe it, but it was Gander first, boys, actually, for refueling. And what happened was, they didn't have a name on this rum. They were serving it, and as the story goes, the commanding officer of the original detachment was having his first taste of Newfoundland screech, or Newfoundland, this rum we were serving. And imitating the custom of his host, he downed his gulp. He's just screeching one big gulp, eh? But you fellas will get a chance to do momentarily. His blood curled and his toes went right up, and he howled and he came right out of his seat. And he made such a vicious roar that people all around the community came running to see what in the Christ was gone wrong. Well, when someone banged on the door, the local surgeon that came up with the Americans and said, what in the name was that yell? The Newfoundlander who had fed the rum to the commanding officer said, oh, that was the screech. From there on, the rum became nicknamed Screech. Then what happened was, when the Newfoundland Liquor Commission formed and started controlling the flow of alcohol in the province, they started putting it in a bottle, labeling it, and it became Newfoundland Screech. And this is the beautiful rum right here, boys. It's actually not from the West Indies anymore. It's actually a Jamaican rum we're using now. Things got a little screwed up in the task, you know. What we're going to do now, boys, is along the lines of our Newfoundland steak, normally we would have a Newfie bologna here. That's the wild Newfoundland bologna. They're hard to find, they're even harder to kill. And, you know, you got to know how to prepare them right. We're on a limited time. So some of the stuff that falls off the floor from the bologna gets put into these fine sausages. So what we'll do now is we're going to get a sampling of the sausages for all you guys. Someone took one out of the can. This is a real delicacy here. If you're going on a hunting or fishing trip, or you just want to get lost in the woods for a few hours, you bring along a can of sausages. You know, it's like an essential part of the diet. We'll get everybody a sausage. Hang on, boys. Who needs a sausage? We got a few fellas back here. Yeah. You got to have a sausage, boys. One for next time.
Hey Ron, this is
Everyone got one? All right, guys.
Might be a little bigger.
Part of the tradition of getting screeched in is we have a little saying that we get you to repeat for us. It's a very simple saying. There's no problem at all to throw it around. And all you got to say is, "Deed I is me old cock, long may your big jib draw."
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, not into that now, boys. You know, you're smart looking crowd of young fellas. You can throw that out for sure, eh, boy? What was it I said? Very nice.
Hey.
I had to slow it down a bit because I knows you don't hear it real fast, eh, boy? Is deed I is me old cock. Long may your big jib draw. Deed I is me old cock, long may your big jib draw.
Okay, what was that?
Deed I is me old cock, long may your big jib draw.
Forget it.
They've been drinking already.
Why, son, what did you do with the money your mother gave you for the hook down Fanny's Dropped on his head, yeah. And to me too, boy. We got something in common, eh, boy? Huh? Yeah, I got kicked in the arse a few times too. Of course, mother topped me face with me arse. That's a whole other story. We won't get into that. So what we're going to do now, boys? We're going to try it again, nice and slow. Then we're going to have our sausage. Then we're going to have a little bit of rum. What we'll do now is we'll get you set up, eh, boy? Perhaps what we should do, we're going to slow this down a little bit. What we'll do first is we'll have our saying. Deed I is me old cock. Long may your big jib draw. All right, you can sample your fine piece of Newfie steak there, boys. Good for you. Oh, delicious, my son. Don't doubt us. We knows where we're at. Now what I'm going to do, boys, you can all come over and you can pick up a piece of peppermint, a peppermint knob, a piece of hardtack, and pick up one of the little shots of screech for yourselves. Everybody take one, put it in your hand, hold on to it. All right. We're getting you all set up type of thing. Hey, don't give me this. Don't need any of it yet now, boys. You got to do this the proper way or you're going to frig it all up. You know? Grab onto what he said. We got everyone? Jesus, one for me. Now, boys, this is perfect. This is what we call a hard tack around here. It comes in a bag, made right here in Newfoundland. Sweet bread, they call it on the package. We call it hard tack or hard bread. Anyway, beautiful stuff. Try a little bit. Have a taste. Good for you, boy. Cleans the teeth, cleans the palate, excellent stuff, right? You got to be getting a bit of this in your diet. What you want to do now is you want to take that there C-130 or whatever it is you got coming in to pick you up. You want to do a pit stop into St. John's, run down to the Purity Factory, and throw a couple of pallet loads on board, eh? Take it on home with you. But that there is the good old hardtack. This is me buddy here. He agreed to come today because the old codfish was busy swimming off the coast and he didn't want to show up today. And we got our little buddy the puffin here. So what we normally would do, we would have you kiss the codfish. And that's part of becoming an honorary Newfoundlander. Because the cod was like the currency of the island. Everything happened by the cod trade. So the puffin is our bird here from Newfoundland. He's well regarded and he's protected here in the province. So we have a high esteem for our little puffin. Now, you can give him a kiss if you like, or you can pat him down whenever you want. How would you like to treat him?
Oh, I'm going to give him a kiss.
Give him a kiss. Yes, he's beautiful.
Right there.
There you go, my buddy. You soon. That's a good fellow there, boy. Come on, boy. Oh, there you go, boy. Don't spin.
Skipper, you forgot one.
We got someone missed.
Yeah.
Our little buddy the Puffin to make it official. Now, boys, it's just time to taste the Newfoundland Screech. But before we do, we'll have it once more for the love of it, you know. Deed I is me old cock, long may your big jib drop. See why you're catching on, you know, I got the first part. If we had 3 or 4 good big bottles of that there Screech now, by the end of them we'd have you guys mopping the floor with this one. No problem whatsoever. So what we do now is as we raise our glass and we down our Screech, the first words we're going to say out of our mouth is, "In God we trust." But here we change it. It's not in God we trust, it's in God we trust. On the count of 3, boys, raise your glasses. In God we trust.
In God we trust.
1, 2, 3, over the gums. Now to finish off the flavor, you know, you can have your peppermint knob now, boys. That'll take the edge off it. The peppermint knob is also another purity candy, everybody. It's manufactured right there in St. John's, Newfoundland. You might want to leave that chopper with us so you got room to get a bag of that, but a pallet or 2 with that on board, you know? Good stuff they bought. I mean, I'm sure we can strip that thing down and sell it to someone. We ain't going to try to fly it. Anyway, they're a staple, boys. You know, most Newfoundlanders got a pack of them in their arse pocket. That's where they were in my arse pocket. And you know, in your travels, you stop out one or 2, right? Now, boys, we didn't have the codfish here today, so I'll ask you to go to one team, man. You're almost me still. By the power invested in me as an honorary Newfoundlander and Labradorian, as a true Newfoundlander and Labradorian, as a general mess, I make you an honorary Newfoundlander, my friend. Down to one knee. You may rise again. You're the obligated honorary Newfoundlander. By the power invested in me, my son, I make you an honorary Newfoundlander. Welcome to the family. By the power invested in me.
Just go and sneeze.
There's no witnesses here, is there? I make you an honorary Newfoundlander, me boy. Rise. By the power invested in me, and in this fine province of Newfoundland and Labrador, my son, you are now an honorary Newfoundlander. Rise and be proud. By the power invested in me, we've decided that you didn't quite make it up. You're now an honorary Newfoundlander. By the power invested in me, my son, you're an honorary Newfoundlander and Labradorian. Welcome. By the power invested in me, you're an honorary Newfoundlander and Labradorian. I got a lot of power. By the power invested in me, you're now, you may rise again. You're now an honorary Newfoundlander and Labradorian. By the power invested in me, my boy, you're now an honorary Newfoundlander and Labradorian. Rise. Now, boys, when you wakes up in the morning and you looks out and you thinks about Newfoundland and Labrador, think about the good Newfoundland rum. Think about the beautiful Newfoundland Screech. Think about the codfish, which we trust so much to keep our economy going. And by all means, consume lots of Screech, consume lots of codfish. Tell your president down there that he got to get Screech on the menu. Anyway, boys, what we'll do, welcome aboard. We got a little plaque here now we'll give you, and you can bring it home. It's the official plaque certifying that you're a Screech fan. So we're going to sign them and date them and give each one of you a plaque. So start here and we'll work our way around and give everybody a plaque.
Yeah, I was with it.